What's up, guys? Jackson Dean here, and welcome back to another episode of the Business and Travel Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on last week's episode. I got a fair few questions through regarding the 7 Instagram marketing tips that I spoke about. And the main feedback that I got was people wanted to hear a little bit more detail about each one of the steps, because I went through each one fairly quickly, and there is a little bit more detail on the website and in the ebook that I was getting that information from. Again, if you haven't got that ebook, it's definitely worth reading. Just jump on the website, socialgrowthmedia.com/resources, and you can grab it. It's free, so go and do that if you haven't already. But what I'm going to do is get into some of these steps one by one throughout the next few weeks, and just elaborate even further on what the ebook goes through. Just to give you guys a really good understanding of each one of these tips that I got for you guys doing Instagram marketing and doing it well for your business. So that first step that we covered last week was about converting your Instagram profile to a business profile, and the reasons why you really want to do that. So if you haven't already done it, I would highly suggest doing it. To do the conversion, you need a couple of things, and the first one is a Facebook company page or a business page. So that's what's going to give you the ability to actually convert your personal account on Instagram to a business account. It's pretty simple to convert over. All you have to do inside your Instagram is go into edit profile. Once you get in there, it'll actually give you an option there that says switch to a business profile. You click that, and from there, it's going to ask you to log into your Facebook business page, and then it's going to start connecting those two and start talking to each other. That's pretty much the nuts and bolts of setting that business account up on Instagram. So if you were stuck on that, which I had a few questions on that, that's how you do it. You have to have the Facebook business page first. So you've got to go back and create that first. Then you can set up the Instagram business profile from there. So again, once you have this business profile set up, you're going to get access to so many cool things that will give you the ability to just double, triple, quadruple your Instagram marketing efforts fairly quickly. The reason for that is you're going to get a lot of data, and data is the only thing that really matters in digital marketing. You can come up with ideas and you can test things, but without the data, you really don't know if what you're doing is correct or not. So you let the data tell you what you should be doing, and that's going to give you a lot of the answers that a lot of people have to basic Instagram questions. And a big one is, when should I post, for example? So this is a question I get all the time, but there's no real answer to it because it depends on your business, it depends on your country, and it depends on your followers and where they're from and all those sort of things. So the only way that you're going to know when the best time to post is by looking at the data inside your business analytics, or your insights, as they're called on Instagram. So inside your business account, you're going to be able to see exactly where your followers are from. You're going to be able to see what countries they're from, what percentage of your followers are from those countries, what cities they are from as well within inside those countries. You're going to be able to see, whether they're male, whether they're female. You're going to be able to see what age they are as well. So all of these facts and stats that you get given by Instagram is going to help you understand who you're actually talking to. And that's going to help mold your content. It's going to help mold your content strategy as well, so that you know when you should be posting. I'll give you a really good example. On my account, on my Instagram, which is at JacksonDean1, if you ever have a question or have any feedback, shoot it through to that. But if you go on my Instagram, you'll see, or you can't really see this, but all throughout the year or so that I was testing my account with the strategies that I teach to my clients and students and so forth, I was posting one photo per day at 11 p.m. at night. and that was Australian Eastern Standard Time. So I was posting at 11 p.m. at night, and the reason I was doing that was for a few reasons. The first one was that the majority of my audience is actually from North America and South America. So I have a really large amount of my followers coming from America, from Los Angeles, from New York City. Then I have a lot of followers from South America as well, such as Brazil and Argentina. And it's quite interesting that, you know, people from all over the world can find you on Instagram. But a large amount of my following is in the Americas. So I was posting at 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And the reason I was doing that was because in America, it would have been 9 a.m. in the morning over in New York City and about 6 a.m. in Los Angeles. So I was really posting content for followers that were just waking up in America. But then at the same time, I was posting content for followers that were in Australia and just still happened to be awake. At the same token, because I was the last person in a lot of people's Instagram feeds to be posting for that night in Australia, because my posts got quite a lot of attention overnight in America, they'd get a lot of likes and comments. So when you're getting a lot, which is say over 1,000 likes and a fair few comments, what will actually happen is the next time a user will log on, they will see the most popular content first from people they follow and people that they like. So those photos that I was posting at say 11 p.m. at night, well, because they were getting a few thousand likes throughout the night in Australia and lots and lots and lots of engagement. Well, when those Australians woke up the next morning, I would be first or very high on their newsfeed. Then I would have almost this second wave of engagement that would come through from Australian business owners and so forth that were waking up, you know, say 6 to 9 a.m. in the morning in Australia. So that's just an example or a personal example of posting at a specific time for a specific reason for specific audiences. And you have to keep that in mind. If you want your engagement to be the highest possible, well, you have to think about your audience first. And that's just if you want high engagement. Nowadays, I don't have a posting strategy like that, on at least my personal account. I just don't care about when I post on my personal account. I'm just putting basic content on there now that's just personal. But when it was used as a business account, you have to think about these things first. And the results are significantly different. You know, nowadays, I might be getting 500 likes to say 1,500 likes on a post maximum. Back in the day when I was having a very specific business strategy around my content, I'm getting, 3,000 likes minimum up to about 10,000. So the difference is massive when you have a strategy and then when you don't have a strategy on an account. That's even the same account. So it really, really does matter. If you're struggling with engagement, well, the main concept of getting high engagement is what happens in your photo, say in the first 15 minutes to an hour, is really going to dictate how Instagram pushes your content around the Instagram community for that next 24 hours, right? So if that is true, you want to make sure that first 15, 30, 60 minutes is going to attract the most amount of engagement from the followers that are online, so that over the next 24 hours, Instagram's going to push that content out to more people. And that's where you're going to see your engagement significantly change. And that's why it's important to do hashtags. That's why it's important to add locations. That's why it's important to do all these other things, which I will go through in even more depth on the next episode. But I thought I would just go through your business profile on this episode in a bit more detail, because it really does, give you so much access to data and statistics and so forth. And that's really the message I want to get across today, is when you have that business profile set up, you can now start thinking like I was thinking with just that one example of when I was posting. And you're not going to know when to post without that data. And you can't get that data without a business profile. So once you have that data, some of the other things you're going to be able to see, the impressions and the engagement, how many people are saving your photos, how many people, clicking from the photo through to your profile as well. When you actually post a photo, and those are your actual, those are your content insights, and you'll see those on every single photo. And again, you can now start to collect that data as well. So you'll see when people like your content more, you'll see when people like your content less, and then you'll start to be able to curate a better content strategy around what your followers actually want. And then that's going to increase engagement again, right? So, a lot of people, wonder why I give away a lot of this information. Well, at the end of the day, a lot of the information on Instagram, that's what I do, is I do teach this stuff. But some of the things that we're actually doing at Social Growth Media is giving our clients or our businesses and entrepreneurs and so forth the ability to growth hack that first hour of their engagement. And that's not something we can teach. That's something that we provide as a service. And so we build that engagement into our clients' profiles in that first hour so that Instagram gives them the best chance or best mathematical chance of success over that next 24 hours to reach as many people as possible. So that's just a tidbit of information of why you should be using business profiles to growth hack the engagement yourself. Now, if you need help growth hacking your engagement on Instagram, well, that's where we step in as Instagram experts. We've got a huge team here in Australia that can help you out. And we help people in America, in Australia, all over the place. And the results are extremely good. And we have amazing reviews and testimonials of people that use us to get that help and to get essentially a shortcut to success on Instagram. If you're interested in that, please hit us up. You can either shoot me a direct message or you can jump on our websites. You can go to socialgrowthmedia.com. And again, if you put a /resources at the end, you'll get some free resources that can help you even further, such as the ebook that we're going through at the moment on the 7 Instagram marketing tips. Or you can jump over onto my website, which is a lot easier for people to remember. That's just jacksondean.com.au. I hope that's helped today, guys. Going with my new quote as usual to sign off, which is version 1 is better than version none. So make sure you really do keep that in mind. If you've got any anxiety or any worries about launching a new product or a new service or a new business or a new podcast or a new vlog or anything that you've ever wanted to do, use that principle. Okay, version 1 is better than version none. Because once you build version 1 and you get it out there, you can collect the data, you can get the feedback, you can iterate, and then you can create version 2. Once you create version 2, you can create version 3, and all of a sudden, without even knowing or without even trying, now you're at version 10. Whereas most people try and launch that version 10 straight away, and when you do that, you get crippled by the perfection complex, and that is something that you really don't want to run into. It cripples businesses, it cripples artists and creatives that should be getting their stuff out there immediately. But just get out of version 1 first. If you get that out, you'll feel a lot better about yourself, you'll feel a lot better about the idea, and then you can start improving it from there. It all becomes a lot easier. So again, guys, version 1 is better than version none, and execution is everything. So go out there and execute something today. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next episode next week.